on my way to work on the subway, I'm usually playing games on my phone, wasting time. But now that CodeTap is out, I am going to be keeping my brain sharp. I'm able to do algorithms on the go and even be able to find out if my code works, even if I don't have internet, like on the subway. So CodeTap, tell us more about how you made this mobile IDE.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Zoitos, and these are my teammates, David Yoon, Justin Pinero, and Matthew Snell, and this is CodeTap. Imagine, as Kate said, a user being underground on the subway, offline, wanting to do some JavaScript coding problems. CodeTap's the app for you. When you open the app, you'll arrive at our All Questions page. From there, you can swipe left or right to look at a variety of different questions with different difficulties. In addition, you can go to codetap.herokuapp.com where users can submit user-generated questions that can be later downloaded when the user is back online. After the user has finished swiping through and deciding on a question to do, they will enter our coding environment. And from there, they will utilize our custom keyboard, which contains snippets relevant to JavaScript programmers, such as for loops and array methods, just to name a few. This allows quick and efficient JavaScript coding directly on your mobile phone. In addition, when a user submits their code, it is evaluated immediately and they are given feedback right on the spot, whether they've passed or failed certain test inputs. From there, I'm going to pass it to David, who's going to talk more about the technologies we've used.
Thank you, Alex. We chose our technology very carefully to build our app exactly as we wanted to. We used new technology along with the familiar ones to do exactly what we wanted. And for our database, we're using a relational database, which is our Postgres SQL, along with our server that runs Node.js as an environment and runs Express for our backend routing logic, which uses SQLite to talk to our database. For our web question interface, we use HTML, JavaScript, and CSS to push our data to our database, which our mobile app can pull from when it becomes available. For our mobile application, we use React Native that allows us to build a mobile application using JavaScript without needing to use native codes. And for our storage solution, we use asynchronous storage, which is a component of React Native. And it allows us to set and get data from a local storage. And for our styling, we've used Nativebase, which builds on top of React Native to allow us to style our app. And for our data submission process, I will hand you over to Snow.
Thank you, David. Okay, so when the user finally submits their answer, the relevant question data, such as the tests, like the inputs and expected outputs, are sent from a test env component to a WebView component. WebView is a React Native component that essentially loads a local or remote HTML page and opens a new JavaScript thread. And this thread prevents any potential errors from crashing our main application, as well as being a virtual sandbox for some potential malicious code. So when this WebView is loaded, there's a communications channel established which has two endpoints, one from the controller component and one inside the WebView environment. And we can send and receive stringified data to and from these components. So we actually send the test and the user submitted function, and the test gets evaluated against each one and displays all the results for the answer. And now to conclude, I'll hand it over to Justin.
Thank you, Matthew. So the experience of developing CodeTap was fantastic. We had a very specific vision in mind, so we tried a lot of different third-party libraries and APIs, and none of them got us where we wanted to be, but pretty close, like the Wix custom keyboard or WebWorkers. but we really wanted to have a keyboard where we could control every aspect of the keyboard state, and we wanted to be able to control exactly how we were going to be testing the code on your phone. So that's what we did. We needed to build something from scratch to do so. But one of the tools that we did end up using that actually worked would be Create React Native App, which was like it was a boilerplate of sorts. It was a dev tool. We compared it to Ignite and Expo, and we needed to find something that allowed us to use our knowledge of JavaScript to be able to build a cross-platform app with ease, because we had someone using iOS and we had someone using Android. And yeah, so we used Create React Native App because we found it the most intuitive, and it really allowed us to not only just see what we were developing, but also allowed us to deploy it and share it with others for testing purposes, which was very helpful. But above all else, I think that our dedication to that vision that we had was what got us a product that we were truly proud to build. And we hope you'll all try it. It's going to be on the App Store soon. That's about it. Thank you for your time.
I've been wanting a code on your phone app, and I think the problem really is the keyboard.
Yeah.
And so I think that their approach to making their own custom one is really cool, and I'm looking forward to downloading and trying it. It's better than playing Candy Crush, which is what I do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. CodeTap.
I love that we can run the code natively without any internet, especially when I know I would get into infinite loops usually, but they have already like taken care of a lot of that for us. And
It's also a jankier experience when you have to keep sending your code to the cloud to be compiled and then get output back, and it's like it beats the point of having powerful processors.
Yeah.
Locally, right? Yeah.
Yeah, locally. Yeah.